Hey everybody, Barry here again. After quite a long break, over a month is my longest hiatus from YouTube in the last 2-ish years, and I apologize that it was unannounced. I just flatlined. I can't really explain why, but I just wanted to be home with my family and spend the summer with my girls and just take some time and enjoy the summer. And somehow I contracted the absolute worst allergies that I've had ever. So yeah, it's been a good summer. How's your guys' summer going? It's been a little while since we talked, and people have been keeping up with the channel, so that's kind of cool. Some new comments and stuff, and people checking out older videos. But that's sort of besides the point. Today, I brought back this, I don't really know what to call it anymore. This red beacon of hopes and dreams, I guess. Anyway, for anybody who doesn't know what it is, it's a 2014 Dodge Grand Caravan that has a 6-liter in it with a turbo. It's a 70mm turbo off of a Cat 3406. I think it was a dump truck or something. It makes insane spool noises. And also it has a 4L80 here and an 8.8 back there with a sloppy trans brake that I wired in thanks to Matt Happel's genius. It does some amazing things. I'll put in a couple clips here. Yes, that is this thing. And as far as financial mistakes and mishaps go, yes, absolutely. I haven't driven it in like a year, and I don't think I'll ever drive it again. I'm rambling. All right, my Cadillac 02 Escalade, I think it's the cam is flattened out or a lifter is broken because it's making some real bad squeaky noises that still squeak when I take the belt off. So the engine is cooked. This engine, as far as I know, is fine. So I'm going to take it out of this and put it in the Cadillac and then put this in my driveway until I figure out what to do with it. I'll probably crush it the day that it's paid off, actually, for anybody who's wondering, which is kind of sad, but I don't really have remorse. I wasn't really wired with it, so flat. I don't mind that at all. But yeah, I'm going to do a compression test on it because this and this, I've had issues with this combination before and blowing up pistons and stuff. So I'm going to do a compression test. It should be relatively easy because the plugs are pretty easy to get at, actually. It's great to be back. Let's pick out some stuff. But first, I got to change out this light because, man, that's giving me some serious headache. It's like a strobe light. You weren't supposed to do that. Huh. Huh. Whatever. I just took out the first plug. Look at this thing. Oh, I have high hopes for this engine. Man, that burns so well. Big fan. Also, for anybody questioning the quality of this build, I used 2 zip ties to keep the map sensor in. Haha. For anybody who doesn't like spiders, like I don't like spiders, we share the same pain. Ugh. But also I'm a masochist. I almost threw up after I touched the spider webs. Here are the plugs. Man, they all look really, really good. I think after seeing these plugs, I think I have no issues at all with the engine. Everything is nice and even.
This plug may have been shrouded a little bit, or maybe got a little bit more fuel. Probably something to do with the decapped injectors. But hey, looks really good. Usually if I got a piston broke, one of these straps will be real freaky looking, or the porcelain will be cracked. But even just look at the little tip here. Like, it's very, very nice. No burnt, no nothing. Compression test time. I actually have a bunch of stuff unhooked and have to figure out now, how do I make the starter work again? There's no PCM in it, so obviously fuel pump and stuff is not going to run, but well, I guess I'll just hook a battery up to it and turn the keys, see what happens.
I'm sorry if I'm rambling and this all seems a little directionless. I'm out of practice and literally feel like I'm in grade 2 doing a presentation in front of the whole class. I was a shy child. Okay.
There's no chance this works. Huh. It makes the noise. Huh? Okay, I guess not. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, connection, definitely a thing. All right, these cables aren't the best of it. I might have to just change the battery out. That should be like 5 minutes, no big deal. Let's try it again. Nope. Take 3. All right, was it the battery or is the engine stuck? Woohoo!
The engine isn't seized. Very nice. Very nice. I was a little bit worried for a second. This thing hasn't turned over in a year, and it was outside all winter with a big pile of snow up against it.
Good so far. Didn't make any freaky noises. I'm hoping the compression test is a pass. Then I can start pulling it apart. I'm sorry, Caravan. I'm actually not sure if this compression tester works. I don't know where my regular one is. Let's try it.
Cylinder number 1 is good. Immediate compression. It's not like max. It's like max. That's awesome. Every 350 I had to build up the compression tester because it was a soggy wet blanket. So far so good. 7 more to go.
Very good compression numbers all around, except that rear cylinder on this side is giving me some real freaky number. Over 200 pounds, where all of the rest of the cylinders are around 175-ish, up by that 12 right there anyway. And this one is like 210. I don't know. I also don't care. Oh boy. I didn't see that. Oh, my toe strap is down in it. I remember why it did that now. I do remember why.
The floor was so clean. There's a little bypass on the side of the oil pan that you can unbolt and bolt on a factory cooler. I took that bypass off to put on my Cadillac. It's not on this now.
Well, we know it has good oil pressure. Now I gotta clean that up.
My first day back is going swimmingly. I was wrong. I forgot that I made my own oil pan that doesn't have the bypass plate. Oh, that's blurry. I wonder where the oil is coming from. That's power steering. It's definitely engine oil. Huh. It's new. That's new. I don't know where the oil is coming from. Indeed. God, I hope block. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. I forgot. I took the turbo oil feed line off. Was the rest of the engine getting oil as I was turning it over? It didn't spit out a lot of oil, a couple of quarts, so it didn't completely empty the oil pan. We'll find out when it's in the Cadillac, I guess. Took far too long to clean that up. Ready to go. Let's look under this thing. I haven't seen it for a little while. So here is the oil pan that I made. Turned out pretty cool. The first oil pan killed 2 engines. Or well, the first rendition, because I didn't have a baffle right here. Right now there's a baffle here so that the oil stays in the front of the pan. It's shaped sort of like this. You can see where it's welded anyway. Oil can run down through here, but it can't go back up. And that worked really well. And 4L80 back here didn't fit very well at all. So I had to kind of chop up the floor a little bit. And I made a shifter bracket and all that up here so that I could use the original van shifter to shift the 4L80, which was pretty neat. A lot of geometry involved in figuring that out, actually. The steering rack didn't fit. It was about right here, so I had to move it ahead, made up new mounts and everything. There's only 2 small sections of the original cradle left from the van. That's right here and right over here where the control arms bolt on. That's the only bit of original cradle left. I made all of this, as you can tell, I'm sure they didn't use pipe from the factory, or they wouldn't. And here's the front part of the cradle, which the engine mounts rest on. I made solid engine mounts, worked awesome. I love solid engine mounts. And I bolted the sway bar on up to the frame. That worked out really well. The original links, all the struts, all that fun stuff. And then the rear, I made up a new cross member for the back for the 4L80. And drive shaft came out of a 2-wheel drive Ford truck with a center support bearing. And that actually worked out fine too. I had to make up new brackets and stuff right here and weld it up to the floor and stuff. It's pretty neat how that worked out really well. And it bolts up sideways, as you can see. Kind of a pain to get at, but it did work. I never did finish the inside tub here. That's the stow and go right there. Ooh, there's grease. Ford 8.8. And for the rear suspension and control arms, I used the original mounting brackets for, or mounting locations for the rear axle on this Caravan. And I made up my own trailing arm mounts. So these are ladder bars off an old drag car that somebody had made up. And when I say made up, I mean like they really made it up with like a torch. Original mounting locations for the shocks. And these are the original shocks from the Caravan, actually, that I put on a little while ago. I had to cut the coil springs down quite a lot. I cut, I think, almost in half and made up new spring buckets
welded them all on, and here's the new shock mounts I've welded on. It all turned out really neat, actually. It did contact the rear trunk floor there a couple times. Here's the panhard bar. This is the original panhard bar that I chopped up and had to go around angles and stuff, but I used the original panhard rod location up here and just made up new mounts and stuff. These were brand new tires when I put them on. My wife was absolutely rotted. Before I put it away, I was like, I'm gonna do a real nice burnout in the driveway. Yep. So, this thing has 355 gears and a spool, which made it absolutely horrible to drive. Like, I mean, awful. Even towing it up here last night, when we go around turns, it would actually almost try to drag the front because the rear was locked and it was pretty rough. But doing donuts in this thing was hilarious. The nice thing that I love about this is I can remove the engine the same as you remove the engine out of a front wheel drive. Just, you know, get rid of the drive shaft. And then you've got bolts here and up front, right here. Let go of the ball joint links, tie rods, and the whole thing just settles right on the floor. And you'll see that shortly, because I'm going to take this thing out now. I'm going to try to keep this video relatively short, although I'm sure it's already long, and I'm going to time-lapse the life out of it. So sit back and enjoy.
Well, that didn't actually take too long at all. Huh, exciting. I had to bolt the turbo and stuff back on just to look at how ridiculous it looks set up in under the van. What a neat looking setup, man. I really like, I know it's ugly, but I made a really neat Y to go up into the bottom of that T6 flange. Yeah, flux core and aluminized steel pipe. Doesn't look that pretty after a year or so. One thing that people told me wouldn't work is I didn't use exhaust gaskets at all. I just ultra coppered and bolted it on and it worked absolutely perfect. I didn't have any leaks at all. And that's done on both sides. Turned out perfect. And I actually forgot that I put that sticker on there. That was the day that I pulled the transmission out of the big creeper van and just sanded it off and bolted. And stuck the sticker on there and it's still there and it's still perfect. That's hilarious. Now I don't know. I think I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna split the engine and transmission, but I won't bother to do that on video. Just gonna take the last hour or so that I have and really just burn through it. It's good to be back. I don't know how consistent I'm gonna be for the next little bit until I get back into the swing and the groove, and well, I'll put a video out and you'll get a notification, I guess. So I think we're done. So thanks for checking out the video. Thanks to my YouTube members and patrons and subscribers. If you want to check out my Patreon, it's patreon.com/stationroadratrods. My YouTube members link is down here. And thanks for watching. Have a great day, everybody.